Hello everybody, welcome back to the Soundwave podcast. Today we're here with Ten from Leeds Beckett. I'm Amelia.
Hello, I'm Emma. I'm feeling very fancy today because we are currently sat on our brand new podcast table with our fancy podcast microphone stands, and I'm feeling like I want to start talking about HelloFresh. I want to start talking about BetterHelp, but I'm not going to. I'm going to pass to my right. Yeah. Yes, I'm Emma and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm David. Like Emma says, we've got our new stuff. We're in the window today of the shop. We tried it once before, it was a bit noisy. I can already hear seagulls, so let's see what happens.
Hi, Tenley Martin, Leeds Beckett University. I came up from Bradford this morning. It's been leaving the house at 6:30, and I'm really excited to see this new space, which is now got this wonderful fluorescent light up as well.
We've also got a new sign in the window. Check it out.
And I'm Twiggy, here again, back in the window, and it's very professional. You should come down here and see what it's all about. It's really good.
And we also have Twiggy's here. As you know, we've got the art social sketch, Whitehaven social sketch on Monday evenings. Obviously, you probably might not be listening to this on a Monday, but if you do happen to be listening to this on a Monday, and it's like 3 o'clock, you might have nothing to do at 5:30. Just saunter on down to King Street.
Yeah, come down. It's good crack. Get creative. Have a chat.
Yeah.
Cup of tea, coffee, whatever.
Bovril.
A cup of Bovril. Oh, someone did. It just said the Bovril cow, right? Mm-hmm. That's yeah. Interesting. Do you want to start with the classic question, Amelia?
The first question we have for you is, what are your top 3 favourite songs?
Oh, yeah, I struggle with this one, but we're going to go with Today and what comes into my head first. So I'm going to go with Steppenwolf's Monster. One of the best protest songs of all time. Let's do Steel Eye Span, Hard Times of England, great song, and Berlioz Symphony Fantastique, because I just got paid to play that last weekend and I was listening to it ad nauseum.
Right.
So.
Oh, nice.
Some nice suggestions.
Yeah, they're great.
Go and check them out. We always say we can't play them.
Yeah, we can't play them. Yeah, do go and listen.
We have no license.
So I'm very happy that Ten's here today. I met Ten last year. Well, was it 2024 or was it a bit earlier than that?
2023.
2023, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I met Ten on a program that she was working on getting to the Leeds Beckett Uni, and it was around working with Musicians Without Borders. It's one of the best courses I think I've ever done before. It was brilliant, and got to meet a lot of other people that worked for music organisations from around the UK and beyond, and still keep in touch and speak. And I know me and Ten are still connected through it as well. So it was an awesome experience. So Ten's been coming up to Whitehaven. This is Ten's second visit to Whitehaven, and spends a bit of time with us at Soundwave, seeing what we do. And we're talking about doing work together in the future as well. So it's very exciting to have Ten with us. I woke up, we were told it was the Blue Monday today.
Got a free tea bag.
Got a free tea bag off Samaritans. Context for that. And we, this guy had like a Samaritan's top on, didn't he? And just gave you a tea bag.
Yeah.
It was great.
That guy needs a tea bag.
No. Oh dear. People are looking at us. We look professional. We're doing podcasting.
The plan was to maybe drag people in.
The plan was today we bring someone on live on the podcast.
And just have a tea bag to give them.
A rogue person from off the street.
Yeah,
that's it's tricky business, that, isn't it? So yeah, Ten's coming along for Monday and Tuesday this week, and experiencing all of our sessions again, which is awesome. Going to be in all of our Tuesday sessions tomorrow. But Ten is also a musician, a fabulous musician. So Ten, would you like to tell us about the kind of music that you make, how you got into music, and a bit about your role and things?
I am a percussionist, and I started off as being a classical percussionist, which I still get hired to do as my freelance work. But ever since then, I just play whatever someone asks me to do for money most of the time. So that includes I was in a salsa band for 10 years, and all sorts of Latin American folk music, and then solo percussion, and then avant-garde electronic music. But I got into music by obviously in my home country of the United States of America, by being in a school band and then joining the marching band, which in the US you play at football games. So, and then I moved over here after I decided that I wanted to do music as a career, and I got my master's and doctorate from the University of Leeds 8 years ago now.
Wow. Amazing. And you're a senior lecturer at Leeds Beckett?
Yeah, so now I'm a senior lecturer at Leeds Beckett University on their BA Popular Music Performance and Production program. Plug it there.
Yeah, please do. Plug away.
I am an ethnomusicologist in my research, which is the study of music and culture.
Yeah. And that's why it's even more special that Ten's here, because obviously we shout about the value of music and community music, and especially in towns like ours where music activity isn't always the first thing that comes to your brain when you think of where we live. So I guess talking a little bit about the value of that would be quite nice, I guess. So what made you want to kind of get into looking into the value of working in communities with music and things? Was that something that you were always interested in, or was it just something that you kind of lent towards as your studies went?
I think I sort of I think I just sort of gravitated towards it.
Right.
Like my PhD was on, I mentioned upstairs earlier, flamenco music and globalization. So just looking at how it moves between Spain and the UK. Mm-hmm. And then after I finished that, I finished the book on that about the same time that I went to do the Musicians Without Borders course, which at the time, it's a 5-day program in the Netherlands. And that kind of inspired me because I'd also just moved to the city of Bradford, and I had a neighbor who was really interested in how the arts could cross cultural boundaries in Bradford, which is quite divided geographically and culturally, just where people live. So I just started thinking about it in that context, and also the pandemic was happening, so I couldn't leave Bradford. So, I just started thinking about it through those lenses. And of course, during the pandemic, I'm not sure if any of you guys remember it, but when we had the what's her name? Natasha used to be a dancer, and now she works in cyber. Thing.
Oh yeah, I remember those adverts. Oh yeah.
And I just thought, well, why can't we just? What's wrong with the art? Like, there's so much more that music and the arts gives us, like beyond just I'm going to make £100,000 a year. It gives us other skills that are transferable to other places. So that's taken me towards thinking about like how music can build non-musical competencies, which includes things like general well-being, but then like how it can bring communities together and provide just different avenues for people to express themselves.
Yeah, it's just so important, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is.
I wish more people got involved with stuff. I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have Soundwave when I was younger as like a place to go and make music with people, because it just changes your life. But I guess when you're someone that, because I was going to be musical anyway, but I know lots of my friends that didn't necessarily go and do things that were musical after it, but they got so much out of just making sounds with people and like hanging out with people and doing something creative for a little bit. It changes people.
Yeah.
And I think we're starting to see that here with the sessions that we do.
Yeah.
It really does make a difference to people's lives. If you choose to go into it as like this is my life now and I'm going to be a musician playing this, or whether it's just I play guitar but I also am an engineer, or a dentist.
Yeah.
You know, it's huge, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah. And that's it, isn't it? It's like it's took a long time though to get to the point I think where we're at now, where we're on the high street. A very long time, 20 years in fact.
Mm-hmm. It's Soundwave's 20th year, 2025.
And you just kind of go, well, that's it. It's got to be there. And I think that's the difficult part, isn't it? Like, whether it's music or any other art form, I guess it's like maintaining that, so you like keep shining a little light, and that's the difficult part. And I think you look around and you're probably seeing it a lot, especially in the north of England, where things have just disappeared and gone, and like they've, you know, and then there's like quite a big knock on when something disappears. You know, it's gone as well, isn't it?
It just shows how deeply rooted in a community art is, though. I mean, you know, look at the spectrum of music and people's involvement in it. People like to listen to it or talk about it or go to gigs or even participate, be in bands or performing or just in their spare bedroom as a hobby. But thinking about the past and Northern England specifically, they would have had big colliery bands where they'd have had all sorts of feasts and celebrations and lots of stuff where people came about, ironically, being down in a mine shaft and breathing in all sorts of bad things and then blowing on a brass instrument. It's probably not the best for your health, but I think there's that sense of like, well, just community and creativity all ingrained in that. And with the post-industrial movement after mines were closed, so too were colliery bands, and the community lost a big part of their identity through that.
We actually they still sort of exist. Some of them exist anyway. I got hired in last year to play for one and then march in the Durham Miners Gala. And we marched representing a mine that was closed, but their band wasn't there anymore. So it was I forget, it was sort of like outside of Consett, but our band was based in Driglington, which is outside of Bradford. But like we went up to where the former mine was and marched like represent like in front of the miners or the former mining families with their flags. But the band was gone. But I mean that's I think maybe that sort of tradition is one that did inspire me a little bit, but mostly it was sort of the bands, but it's also like the Pitman Painters. I read about them once. Do you know about them? It's in it's outside of Newcastle, but like up the coast a bit, and I forget what the actual town is called, but there was a colliery there, and they actually like they funded like artistic sorts of lessons for the miners, like, and you can go and see the exhibition at this coal mining museum, which I will look up what it's called.
Oh, please do, yeah.
And but the whole group's called the Pitman Painters, but it was all around just this sort of similar thing where like we do this during the day, but actually arts and music as well are just such a big part of your existence.
Social life.
Yeah, social
existence. Yeah.
There's a band in a brass band still outside of Garforth, which is outside of Leeds, and they still will give kids like free instruments and lessons and stuff. Like one of my colleagues, like 10-year-old, I pointed her towards something. She wanted her daughter to have like trombone lessons. I was like, you can see if a brass band still does that, and some of them do. Like, so they bring in, the kids get free lessons, and they get an instrument, like a nice instrument to take home, not just like a plastic trombone. So, like, it's not everywhere, but it's still dotted about a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. Someone must have dropped a chip or something. Did you hear all them seagulls? Well,
the seagulls are going crazy. Yeah.
Please.
Is that like the sounds of Whitehaven? Like someone drops a chip.
No, fighting to the death outside.
I was just thinking that is getting louder and louder. Please don't. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something we could all answer about, like that community music art kind of stuff. Does anybody have like the first memory of when they maybe went and played music with somebody else, or went and did something that was like cultural, whether it's like first time you like went to a gig or like went to a jam session, or do you have like a memory of it? That could be quite cool to think about. I remember I'll go first. I'm yapping. I'm on the yap stream now. Not had any caffeine, I'm just on the yap stream. I'm on it, I'm sailing. Yapping away. I remember the first time I went to Soundwave. I went down the first time I set through the door to bring my sister with me, which at the time was annoying because she was 2 years younger than me. And I still sometimes feel like I've got to bring my sister with me, sometimes still. And yeah, it was at the Civic Hall in Whitehaven, and it was like everything changed for me that day, because it was the place where I met I met my husband there, and I met my first band there. I'm still in a band with Calvin, who I met there. I feel like I tell this story all the time. But I remember being really scared, and I remember everyone having guitars, and being really nervous. But then the second you started playing music or started doing it. It was like, oh yeah, I'm coming every week. And so we did. We came every week religiously and brought all my friends with me as well. Scary, but sometimes you've got to put yourself... That's the thing that's hard. It's walking through the door.
Yeah.
Is the hardest bit.
Absolutely.
And that goes for me, my learning is just being like a practitioner and facilitator now, working with all ages. Everybody has the same thing. It's getting through the door. And the second they get through the door, people are like, right, I'm here forever now, yeah? And you're like, yeah, no problem. But that first step in the door, that's like my big memory is coming through the door.
Yeah.
That's like my main, I'm like viscerally remember walking in and being like, I'm terrified.
Yeah.
But also then then every other memory is just like all the great ones that came after it, you know?
Yeah.
That's my memory.
I think that's it, isn't it? I think we all know that going through the door the first time is the hardest part. And like, I know I'm always fully aware of it when like a new
person comes in
and you can see just the terror.
The guts it takes though.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to make that
easier
in as easy as possible.
Yeah.
Probably making it worse.
But then at the same time you go, gosh, you walking through that door could change everything for you. You have no idea the ripple effect of, you know, that choice. It's crazy when you think about it. Anybody else get any memories? Or like, it could be a gig, it could be a band jam.
There used to be a hut outside of Valley School on Maris.
Seagulls again.
He was singing, right? And it had a couple of bits of equipment in, and you could go down on, I think it was Thursdays, and it was basically you just had to go and wait your turn for whoever was like. There's quite a few bands used to go along, and like use it as rehearsal time. That's where we first started going, and that was when I was like, I don't know, 12 or something like that. And everyone else was much older, so that was like quite a daunting, scary thing. But that's what we did with our time then. There was like it was just that whole week would be like waiting for first. Then you'd get like 20 minutes on this stuff, you know, on the gear, because no one had any gear. So that was what it all became about. Your focus was all that and trying to make as much out of that 20 minutes, half an hour that you had when you
precious.
On a Thursday night with using the gear, you know. And it just so happened, I think, when we moved on to rehearse somewhere else after a while, that happened to be Thursdays, you know. But I always say, it's like, the thing about it is, with that, is also, if I wasn't doing that, I'm telling you now, I would be doing a stretch. I would have been probably doing a very, very long sentence, because that's the way things were going. But, you know, that was just like a major focus for us, and I wanted to do that more than
the other stuff. Yeah.
You know. And then at some point going, this is a real privilege to do this. Well, seeing friends getting into like proper trouble and that, and not being able to do anything they wanted to, and then going, this is actually a real privilege to be doing this, and I want to protect this, you know. And so that, it was kind of a big thing, you know, in my life, I guess.
Awesome.
Do they have things like in the States, Ten? Do they have sort of community music sort of groups and things like that as well?
I really think it depends on where you are. Like, so where I'm from, which is, it's kind of, there's a lot of people that live there, but it's basically like, let's say, urban sprawl or suburban sprawl, but mainly occupied by a large military base and then also a nuclear power plant. Okay. So I'd say like the only community music stuff that I did was basically with the marching band.
Right.
But all schools had, or a lot of schools had school bands and marching band and that kind of thing, because all schools have football teams. So
right.
American football teams and also soccer teams.
Right.
But there wasn't a whole lot. I mean, as I got into later in high school, which is like 16 or 17, there was like a summer stock musical program, so like you could go play in the pit band or something. But I'd say at least like where I'm from, not as much. Probably like if you were in a big city, there might be more. And now I think even in my area, there's like a youth orchestra possibly, but most of it would probably be through the school. But I think there's maybe more through the school that's common in that country than in this country,
Right.
at least in my experience.
Right, cool.
What made you choose the degree at Leeds and coming here for music?
Ooh, so I decided I'd been working for 5 years as a project management consultant, and I thought, this isn't me. But actually, so this is actually my walking through the door was how I got back to music, because I did it all through high school, like all through school, and then I minored in music for my bachelor's degree. But I was living in DC, and I thought, I want to do some more music. And the Baltimore Ravens, who just lost their playoff match last night, are an American football team, and they had a marching band. And I thought, I used to do this. So I decided to join that marching band. And so I got to play I was in it for 2.5 years. And so I played at all the home football matches for like 70,000 people. Wow. And marched in the Macy's parade, which is the big New York Thanksgiving parade. And like that kind of like got me back to doing that. And I was commuting there. Like I was driving an hour and a half after work on a Wednesday to go to the rehearsals.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But that was the walking back through the door, because when you haven't done it for a while. But then after doing that for 2 years, I reconnected with some of my college, university tutors, and just thought, maybe I could be doing, at least try this. And I just wanted to do it in a different country. And my Spanish wasn't good enough to go to Spain. And I had already gone to Canada once as well. So I thought, I'll go to England. And I Googled music schools in England, and University of Leeds was the first one that came up on the Google results. Right. And I didn't know where Leeds was.
Wow.
But then also, like, this was before, like, sort of easily calling people online. Like, they answered their phone and talked to me. Okay. Like they actually answered my call. Wow. And I would like call them on my way to work in the morning because of the 5-hour time difference. And so so I came over here and I did my I did what was called a PG diploma, and it's basically like a get back into education year, and then I just stuck around there for my master's and then my PhD, because I just liked it. I think Leeds is a brilliant city to be located, I think, for a student. It's really well connected and stuff.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, sorry, that was a long answer.
Amazing. Oh, someone's coming. Is she gone? Oh, she's run off. Oh, come back.
What are your 3 favorite songs?
I think I know who that is as well. She's gone.
Coming in there.
Yeah, she's coming in, then the podcast stand scared her.
That doesn't work on a podcast.
No, yeah. Dave is waving right now. Have you got any memories, Twiggy, of cultural experiences?
I mean, definitely share a similar experience as you, Emma, coming to Soundwave in the Civic Hall, and it was like the opportunity to perform on stage and practice. Yeah. And we always have the little rooms underneath the stage, sort of rehearsing before we performed on the stage. That was definitely a really big moment. But I think music festivals for me are definitely up there. I mean, the local ones in Cumbria were Soulfest, Kendal Calling, what was Cock Rock, Eskfest, those sort of things. But just seeing people being passionate about the arts and in all forms. So obviously music festivals, they are performing on stage, but there's a lot of visual art there. There's a lot of dance, a lot of fashion, cooking, all of that sort of stuff, set design, event management, all of that. But just going to a festival and seeing people being passionate about what they do and breaking out of that matrix of, this is a 9 to 5, or this is a very typical workplace, and actually saying, well, we work through summer and we rest in winter, and we put all of our mind, body and soul into what we create. We create these spaces where people can express themselves and explore and be curious and try different things. And I think that's where culture thrives, where we have exposure to other things that are outside of our ordinary lives. So you go to a festival and it is almost like a culture vacation. You can try food from all different places. You can listen to music, you can dance, you can meet people, and you can just come away from that and feel totally inspired, and also, you know, burnt out and exhausted from how stimulating it all is. But yeah, I think going to music festivals definitely was a big eye-opener to say, yeah, you can do this. And as Dave says, it's like a privilege. Like you can go down this route of creativity and lean into it, share it with others.
Those things that give you permission to do it, I guess, when you find those little nuggets of like, oh, and you find yourself being like, oh wait, I can do the music thing, or I can do the art thing, or I can do the like really little cornerstones of your life, aren't they? Where you're like, oh, I don't just for those people that do want to do it, you know, as a job or a career or whatever that means. Anyway, like it's pretty special. Those moments where you realise, oh, this can actually be my life. Do you remember your first festival?
It was it was Download.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was 15.
That was your first festival?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a bit tragic. I had about 6 friends who were going to go, and we all were like, yeah, we've bought tickets. And then as the weeks closed in, people were like, oh yeah, actually I didn't get a ticket, and oh yeah, you're going on your own. And
no way, you went on your own?
And I went on my own.
Did you do your first ever festival on your own?
Amazing.
Download as well?
And it was honestly
Twiggy.
traumatising. It was so bad.
But it didn't scare you off? You
Well,
still
I never
went back
to Download.
Well, never back to Download. But you went to festivals after that. My
Yeah.
gosh. Wow.
Yeah, I prefer the smaller, more hippie, artsy
Yeah.
festivals rather than...
Do you remember who was playing at Download?
Slipknot, Korn,
Wow. Yeah.
Marilyn Manson.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the vibe.
And were you just like standing there with just a little space around you?
I was
For that being that's intense
I
for your
was
first festival.
dehydrated for the entire weekend. I remember that.
Oh, so you went and camped on your own?
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
my word. That is like, that's a big first step into the festival world.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was full on.
Wow.
That's
Love that.
commitment, actually.
I thought you were going to say like Cock Rock or Soulfest, and you were like, no, Download on my own for a weekend.
Yeah.
No water. Wow. Yeah, that is intense. I mean, have you got any examples of festivals or gigs or something? Because you get yourself... I'm not... Well, Jill of Amelia, she goes to loads of gigs. It's not fair.
My first concert was One Direction.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yes. I bet that was life-changing when you were... How old were you when you went?
Yeah, it would be if I could remember. That's what I was going to say. Like, I can barely remember it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, we were up... I remember being up on the top, and it was the first time I'd been in, like, a stadium. And we were, like, right back
In the gods, yeah.
in the nosebleeds. And all I remember is, like, I must have blacked out because I was, like, just sat there, like, scared of
Oh,
how
no.
far
Oh,
down
because you're so
it
high
was.
up, yeah?
Freaking out by eye.
Because I was probably about this big.
How old were you? Do you remember how old you were?
I don't know, maybe... Probably, like, 10 or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gosh, I bet you freaked out, though, when you went. I bet it was so loud screaming in there.
And that's, like, the
Can only
only time
imagine.
I've ever felt like I've been that high up.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you remember what arena it was or which stadium?
It was in Manchester.
Manchester.
It could have been Etihad or something.
That's another great first gig,
Wow.
though. For that to be your first ever gig you've gone
I know.
to, a One Direction gig at the AO Arena or something, that's pretty incredible.
That is really good.
Yeah, those moments are important, aren't they? They're special. But you're going to see Billie Eilish, aren't you, soon?
Oh, nice.
July, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Billie Eilish. That's really cool. I just love knowing those little moments with people because I think you never know. And even gigs you go to, like I love going to gigs like locally, bigger gigs, whatever, because you just come out with different headspace sometimes. It kind of inspires you. It's nice meeting fellow artsy people, listening to people's work and seeing people's work is like amazing.
Yeah.
But Twiggy, you went to an art exhibition at the weekend
Oh, yes.
in London.
Yep.
Would you like to share with the group?
Oh, I feel bad. Honestly, it was at the National Gallery, Trafalgar Square, and me and Dakota really love Van Gogh, and we seen this advert which was Poets and Lovers. The first time of the century, all of Van Gogh's artwork is going to be in one place, and it's in London. And we thought, oh, get amongst that. it took about 3 weeks to get tickets. We must have been, I was checking every single day, just looking on the booking site. I was like, nope, everything's full up. And then they released more dates, and we literally got in about a week before the exhibition had come to a close. And looking forward to, going down London, making the big journey, all of that. We got there, we had to queue up for ages, and it was just like being at a really crammed concert, like all these people, all different ages, different backgrounds, all people coming together to see these Van Gogh paintings. And thankfully Van Gogh artworks are quite big, they're not like the Mona Lisa, not small, but there was literally 4 rooms with 62 artworks, and only 4 or 5 were like the well-known famous ones. But honestly, it was such a negative experience because it was just like fighting through crowds to try and see this artwork. And they didn't have like the ones that I really wanted to see there. But yeah, it was just I don't know, like 4 out of 10.
Right, okay.
It was not a good experience, but I mean, interesting to sort of get up close and personal with the artworks, because using oil, like really thick surrealist strokes on the canvases, so I was like really getting as close as I can without touching the artwork to absorb.
Your face right against it.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause that's
Mushed
just, absorbing it. But I don't know, I think those sort of galleries, this is going to be controversial, but it's very imperialist, it's very white, it's very it's very Christian. I mean, the whole exhibition, like the whole gallery itself, is made up of very there's a lot of naked children, put it that way.
Dear.
Like cherubs and all of that sort of stuff, and I think, this is, I don't know, is this still a thing? Do people go to galleries to look at naked kids? Like, that's just such a weird thing.
I thought about it like that before.
No,
And they're grand rooms, they're huge Georgian, beautiful, lovely decorated halls and stuff, and then you think 90% is just like, it's cherubs and
that,
religious artwork, and you think, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you think in the capital it would have a bit of a more diverse, spanning artworks. Thankfully, the portrait gallery is right next to the National Gallery, and that's much better.
So at least you got to experience something else, so that's cool. A cultural experience, though.
Yeah. And Ian, who was on the podcast the other week, he suggested Leek Street Arches. So if anyone's going to London, definitely go to Leek Street, just outside of Waterloo, and it's a legal wall space where people can just rock up and paint, and it is phenomenal street art.
Wow.
Like, there's
amazing.
a Banksy there, which is protected, but there's amazing artwork there.
Wow.
So,
League Street.
yeah.
You heard it here first. Probably haven't, but maybe you haven't heard it before. We're going to have to go, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to have to wrap. People are going to be arriving for this evening's session any minute now, and we need to tidy up.
A big thank you to Ten, our guest today.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.